All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Thomas. I am a professor at Charleston Southern in the math department. And today I'm going to talk to you about our department and CSU as a whole. And we also have Walter with us. You want to introduce yourself, Walter?
Hey guys, my name is Walter Brigman. I'm an enrollment counselor here at Charleston Southern. So I'm here to help answer any questions you guys have from the admissions side.
So I want to start by talking through the degrees that we offer at CSU in the math department. We have a BS in engineering, a BS in applied math, a BS in math education, and then our BS in mathematics. I'm going to start over here on the right and work my way left. The BS in engineering is a new program at CSU. If you are interested in that, Dr. Block is the head of that. He is the director of engineering, and he is doing one of these sessions also. So you'll look for that. I believe his session is tomorrow, but it'll be up on the website, and you guys should go check that out if you're interested in engineering. If you are interested in mostly math and maybe have a little bit of interest in engineering, the BS in applied math might be the thing for you. So let's talk through that a little. We at CSU have a dual degree program. So what that means is you'll spend 3 years at CSU taking your gen ed classes, taking a bunch of science and math courses and some general engineering courses. And then you'll transfer to either Clemson, the Citadel, or the University of South Carolina and spend 2 years there in their engineering program. And at the end of it, you end up with a degree from CSU in applied math and then a degree from one of those 3 universities in engineering. So that's a pretty cool thing, especially if you are sort of considering engineering, but maybe are thinking more math. This would be a good route to at least start with. So the required courses for that program are listed on the screen. This is pretty standard. So you would do all of these at CSU and anything else that your second school requires before you move on there. And then we have, moving again this direction, we have our BS in math and our BS in math education. The required courses for those majors are listed on the screen here. They look really similar. All of these ones with asterisks, these are the ones required for secondary ed, and then the whole lot for the math major. But as I said, they're really similar to the applied math. So if you are considering math at all, and actually even the BS in engineering, your first 3 semesters would look pretty much the same. So just choose one of those routes. Go for it if you're unsure about which one you want. Just choose one to start with, and if you need to switch, it won't be an issue. You won't be behind. You won't get off track. And we'll talk more about staying on track in a little bit. So those are the required courses for the math major. You may wonder, what do I do with a math degree? I don't want to be a teacher, but I really like math. There are lots of options. Some here, you can do actuarial science stuff. You can do things in industry, banking. One of the things that I was always told was that if an employer sees that you have a math degree, then they feel like they can teach you how to do anything. And so it's a good degree to have. It's a good thing to pursue, especially if you're interested in it, especially if you like it. Law schools, a math degree is the second highest accepted degree into law schools, right behind pre-law. So the logic required to do math is similar to the logic required to, argue a case and do law. So, and then obviously there's teaching, and teaching is wonderful. And especially in this time, we need to be really thankful for our teachers and the work that they're doing for all of us. So so that's something you can do with math degrees. And then to sort of talk about CSU and then the math department specifically, why CSU? Yes, you like math, but why would you choose to come to CSU? There are a lot of reasons. One of the biggest ones for me is the Christian environment. There's a lot of talk at CSU about promoting academic excellence in a Christian environment, but it's not just talk. We are, as faculty, we are encouraged to be the best in our fields, and we're encouraged from other faculty to do that. We're encouraged by the staff to do that. We are encouraged by administration to be the best at what we do. But to do that all with a foundation of our faith, to ground that in Christianity, to ground that in what God has called us to do. So that's a really that's a thing that makes CSU different from other universities. Another thing is the small class sizes. So especially in the math department, once you're in your major courses, Cal 1 and up, you're probably going to be in a class of 15 or fewer students. And so that means your professor knows you. Your professor knows how you learn. They know who you are as a student, but they also know who you are as a person. And instruction can be sort of personalized because they know you. They've had you for 4 courses at this point, and they know your personality and your learning style well. And so that helps that you as a student have support from faculty to succeed, and that makes a difference in your education, I think. I have on here that the smallish department leads to big opportunities. We're not a small department faculty-wise. There are 12 of us faculty in the math department. That's a good number. But we have probably 5 or fewer majors a year, pure math majors a year. And so what that means is that there's a lot of help for you as a student. We are around and available to assist with what you need, and we work really hard with our students to prepare them for whatever it is that they want to do next. We have a student right now who has just started she's in her first year of grad school. She graduated last spring and is in her first year of grad school. We have, I think, 3 students that I taught through their time at CSU, who just transferred to the Citadel, to Clemson for their 2 years in the engineering program there. I'm working with a student right now on a research project. Hopefully we'll get some money for him to do that research this summer. And then, as he says, he won't have to go back to retail. But we're all, as faculty, we're ready and willing to help you guys with whatever it is that you want to pursue. So research projects, paid internships, whatever that may be, attending conferences, et cetera, so that you can use your time in college for what it should be, which is preparing you for, the world. And so we are ready as a department to help you with that. And then a thing that for CSU maybe as a whole, but also in the math department, you have an atmosphere. Part of this is the foundation in Christianity, but it's a caring and committed faculty all around. We as faculty, if we've chosen to be at CSU, it's because we want to teach. We want to have time to invest in our students and in their learning and in their lives. And that's why we chose a place like CSU to work. And the whole atmosphere just fosters relationships, with colleagues, with students, with whomever that you come across, whatever path you cross. It's just a different feel than you'll find elsewhere. And one of the places that you see that is our office hours. And this seems kind of silly, but CSU requires faculty to have 8 office hours a week. This is scheduled office hour time. And I have experience at a school where our faculty were required 1 office hour a week. 8's a lot more than that. That's a lot of contact time with your professor in addition to your class time. And that also allows for us to get to know you, us to help you, and to better serve you as a student. And then that carries over into advising also. So you will have an advisor when you're at CSU. You will have an advisor within your department, not somebody in admissions or in some other area. You'll have somebody in your department who is assigned to you to help you. in the math department, we have 4 advisors for each of those 4 branches that you've seen on the screen. And so your advisor knows you. They know your path. They know your track. They will help you do whatever you need to do to stay on track to graduate on time. They know what you're capable of. They know if you're going to be overloaded or not. And so it's a really good thing. It's a very different feel than you will find at a lot of other universities, and something that makes CSU special, in my opinion. I wanted to make sure to talk about something that I always start my semester with in my classes is I read Colossians 3 to the group. And I'm not going to read the whole chapter here. You guys can read that on your own. But there are a couple of verses that I want to point out. And I think that this speaks to what CSU is about and what makes us as faculty different and us as CSU different than other universities. So in Colossians 3, Paul is writing to a group of Gentiles who are struggling with what it means to be a Christian, what it means to, because there are Jews trying to convince them that it means something else. And so Paul's trying to talk them through what it actually means to be a Christian. And so I'm going to read a couple of verses to you, but Colossians 3:17 says, "And whatever you do in word or deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him." So whatever you do. And I think that's the thing. I tell my students, whatever you do, that's this math class. That's this math class today. And that we are called to do this for him. We're here for his glory. And I think CSU faculty know that. We approach our days with that this is what we're called to do. This is who we are, who God has called us to be. And we have to do that to the best of our ability. And so I think that that's something that we do. And it's a good, reminder at the start of each semester for us. But also verse 23 says, "Whatever you do, work heartily, as for the Lord and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward." You are serving the Lord. In everything that you do, you are serving the Lord. That is something that we believe as faculty and that we encourage our students to believe as well at CSU. And I think that's something that makes us different. We want you to get your education. We want you to succeed in that education, but we also want you to know God, to know what it means to be a Christian. And hopefully we as faculty set that example, but I will tell you, I learn from my students every semester what it means to be a Christian. And I am proud to work at CSU. I am proud to have that opportunity. And it's just a wonderful place. And when you can visit, you should, and come and talk to us. We would love to meet you and talk to you. I'm going to put up on the screen here, this is all of our faculty listed. Dr. Ashby is our dean, Dr. Dawson's our chair, and then as I mentioned earlier, Dr. Blauk is the director of engineering, and then the rest of our names are there. I won't read all those to you. If you have questions, you should reach out to somebody. Reach out to admissions, reach out to Walter in admissions, or if you need to reach out to somebody in the math department specifically, Dr. Dawson's email is here and Dr. Blauk, and then my email as well, and our Twitter handle. But thanks for tuning into this. I appreciate it. Walter, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Thomas, for sharing a bit about the mathematics department. Students, parents, if you're watching this, I hope you've got a better view of what it looks like to study mathematics at CSU and all the opportunities that may be available for you. As Dr. Thomas said, if you've got questions, anything you'd like to talk about, certainly reach out to the department. But here at admissions, we'd be happy to help you as well. If there's anything we can do for you, please reach out to an enrollment counselor, and we'll be happy to talk through what's available for you and how we can help you move forward here at CSU.